AITA for not allowing my daughter to spend Christmas with me and my new family? I, 46F, am the mother of a 24-years-old woman from my first marriage, and 12 and 10-years-old boys from my second marriage. When I was married to my first husband, he was unemployed almost all our marriage. We lived in a house his father owned. His father paid our bills. He bought us the car we drove. He sent my husband money to take care of our family, etc. I was young, stupid and in love. That is my only excuse for living like that. When my daughter turned 5, I started pushing my husband to work. I myself got a job. He didn't want to. Things escalated and ended up in us getting divorced. He got full custody while I got visitations every other Saturday. His dad hired a good lawyer. I couldn't do that. I also had to pay child support. I used to work a full-time and 2 part-time jobs to afford my 1-bedroom apartment as well as the child support payments. A year after our divorce, my ex married a new woman. There was a lot of child alienation from them, and sadly I couldn't afford to take them to court again. By the time my daughter turned 14, she was calling me by name and calling her stepmom, Mom. I tried my best to hold on to my kid. I went to all the event I could go to. I planned fun days with the limited funds I had. Even when I couldn't afford to turn on the heat, I still made sure to get her a Christmas gift. Sadly, by the time she turned 16, she no longer wanted to have anything to do with me. I took them to court, but they did nothing. And the last time I saw her, she said some very awful things to me. I was defeated, but I decided that I no longer had a daughter, since that is literally what she wanted. I moved away, met a good man, married him and had 2 wonderful kids. Last year my daughter reached out. She was sorry. She said that she wanted to reconnect. I was hesitant and resentful, but I still talk with her once a week. Suddenly she asked if she could spend Christmas with us. She wanted to get to know her brothers. I told her that we were not in a stage where I could allow that. It got heated, but I told her that I could not trust her with my kids, and that I was still not 100% sure that I wanted our relationship to become more. She says that I am in awe, that I am punishing her for things she had no control over, that I know what she told me and how she reacted to me was a direct result of her father's manipulation. AITA? Edit. Since a nice Redditor brought it to my attention. My kids are adopted. She is my only biological child. I am just used to saying that I had kids. They are technically my late SIL's children, but I raised them these last 7 years. I don't think anyone's the asshole here except the dad, since he manipulated the daughter into hating her own mom. Info: what happened to make her reach out to you? What opened her eyes to her father's actions? This is just sad for both of you. Your daughter is an adult now and is trying to connect to you. Please don't throw that away. The real AHs here are your ex, the stepmom, and the grandfather. Nah, you aren't going to get over it all immediately. I can see the reluctance to go too fast and get your heart broken again. But I can also see how she wants to make up for all the years she missed and doesn't want to miss anymore. Keep in mind that her other alternatives may be Christmas alone, or stuck having Christmas with the man who cost her her mother. Choice of words matter. Nah, but maybe I would have gone with, I need time to heal. Let's rebuild just us before we involve more family, or anything else, rather than, I don't trust you. Might be true, but it's also hurtful. Info: how did a man with no job get full custody of a child? Nah, you are all human and are allowed to be human. To hurt and be hurt, and to do what you need to protect yourself from further hurt. Your daughter was a child and acted in an understandable way for a child to act in her situation. Now she is an adult, and as an adult, needs to understand that forgiveness takes time. Just because she was a child being manipulated doesn't mean she didn't hurt you. I read your comments about what she said. Ouch. You are an adult and can look at the situation with an adult's perception. But you are also human and are not required to allow hurtful people into your life. Not even your kids. I personally think you did the right thing. I get the feeling you aren't ready yet, but might be one day. Forgiveness takes time and it's on your timetable. Plus, you have 2 other kids to watch out for. They don't need her disappointment or vitriol over the holidays. There will be, hopefully, other holidays to be together. Just not this one. NTA, I feel like people are missing the part where there are other children involved. Appa's right to each to evaluate what kind of person her daughter is before introducing her to the family. You don't just suddenly bring your estranged daughter to Christmas. Info. I'm a little confused on the timeline. You wrote it like you moved away and met your now husband and then had kids when she was 16. But she is now 24 and your other children are 10 and 12. How old was your daughter when you moved away and started another family? Info. Have you talked to a family therapist or even individual therapist about this? Both you and your daughter had trauma inflicted on your lives by the manipulations of other people. You probably need to bring in a third party to work through this and get past the resentment. I would be open to creating a space to start a relationship with her. But I don't think Xmas is the time to do that. Maybe work on things over the next year. And see how that goes. And maybe next Xmas could happen. I'm going to go with nah. I don't agree with the people who are saying that you're holding your daughter responsible for the deterioration of your relationship. I think your hurt and fears are justified. At the same time, your daughter does seem to have genuine interest in building a relationship. I think a good therapist can help you work through the hurt and fear, and help you communicate more effectively with your daughter until such time as you are ready to make a decision whether or not to rebuild a more intimate bond. Good luck. Nah, I get everyone's side. But you have a real chance here to reconnect with your child. And if you push her away now, it might not ever appear again. I highly recommend you take a chance on this. It takes a lot of effort to deprogram yourself from the ways you were taught. It seems your daughter has already done that and is now trying to make amends. I wouldn't put all the fault on her since it was mostly your ex and his family putting those thoughts in her head. YTA. Look, you were young and dumb. And so was she. Only thing is she was manipulated on top of being young and dumb. I feel like it is an move to rather have her spend Christmas with her manipulative father than with her mother, who she clearly misses and cares about. Otherwise she wouldn't want to reconnect. I understand your heartbreak about what happened in the past, but she is your daughter. And she is trying to make things right. And right now you're putting rocks in her way to do so. I think it's fine to say, we need to move slowly, or, I'm not ready to integrate holidays yet. But saying, I don't trust you around my new, more important children is a real thing to say. You are obviously still stung by her rejection, which happened when she was a child and being manipulated. YTA for the way you handled it. This seems much more complicated than what you have written. There are all sorts of clues that scream revenge on my ex-husband and revenge on my daughter because he father is a jerk. You're the one who married and procreated with an and you're taking it out on her. I understand you want to take things slow. She is trying and you seem to be stonewalling her. Is it lingering contempt? If it is, just be blunt and cut her off completely. It will hurt her less in the end. My father won't let me or my brother meet our half-siblings. I don't even know their names. You know what we did wrong? We dropped out of college. We both went back and finished, but he has never forgiven us. I'm over 40 now and I miss my dad. My niece has a mom who wasn't around. I held her when she cried becomes her mom counts come to special events. I've taken her to important events when her mother decided she would rather devote all her time to her boyfriend versus her daughter. You need some therapy to get over the anger you hold. YTA if you don't get individual and family therapy. Nah. Your daughter was clearly alienated and brainwashed by her father and stepmother. She's right. Not all of the situation was her control. That's not her fault. But at 16, you have to start taking accountability for your actions. The things she said to you cut deep. They obviously still hurt you. She's not automatically forgiven because you're her mother. If she wants to have a relationship, she has to 1. Acknowledgement responsibility for her hurtful words. 2. Apologize. 3. The two of you find ways to reconnect. And you both have to want it. I really think you should try to be open-minded. Your daughter seems much more mature now. When I was younger, I was also angry and resentful of how poor my family was. Teenagers are shallow, selfish, and self-conscious. She's not a teenager anymore though. Hopefully you could re-meet her as a new, more empathetic adult. I would say her father damaged both of you and your relationship. Individual and family therapy could benefit both of you. Good luck and happy holidays. Upside down face. Honestly, I'm not sure if you're the asshole or not. I do think you're missing out an opportunity that you might not get again. I don't know when or how she figured out that they'd manipulated her. I think you're angry that she believed any of it and that she said what she said. And while it's legitimate to be angry, if you want a shot at a relationship, you had better step up and welcome her to Christmas. Just be candid, forgiving, and open. Tell her, I was so hurt for so many years and I recognize that you are not entirely at fault for that I'm having difficulty risking having that kind of pain again. The truth is I want a healthy relationship with you and I'm willing to try and I would like you to come. I would probably also tell her that if she has questions, you will tell her the truth and you won't sugarcoat anything. Just try to be tactful. Nah, she is old enough now not to expect you to immediately get over the life-ruining situation that she was part of, even though it wasn't her fault. You also need to give her space to be upset that, due to no fault of her own, her mother holds her at arm's length and that hurts badly. I'm sorry for both of you. NTA. You can't force this mother-daughter relationship to suddenly be okay just because you realize her father was manipulating her. That takes time and lots of effort. If you don't feel that the connection is strong enough yet, that's perfectly valid.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.